Good heavens, I thought I was done with this YouTube ads crap. You know, I lost my YouTube premium because I traveled from one country to another on vacation and I can't renew anything or use any banking or do anything with credit cards until I go back to my home country where those accounts are. You remember not too long ago, the internet allowed people to be digital nomads and work around the world? Well, that's all changing. Well, anyway, since I lost my YouTube premium, I've been getting all these ads. And this is part 4 of these horrible, most grotesque ads that you're bombarded with on, I think, the #1 streaming platform. So let's take a look.
And you've probably received it. Here's how it works.
Here's how it
When
works.
someone looks at you with jealousy, resentment,
Okay.
or ill will, their negative energy doesn't just disappear, it travels. And
That's not good. That's not even Buddhism. So here we have a fully AI character, supposed to be some kind of a monk character, and a completely inappropriate voice that is matched to it. I don't know what that kind of a voice is. It does sound like a fake synthesized middle America announcer kind of voice. And it's peddling some kind of new age stuff.
To your root chakra like a parasite.
Uh-oh.
Slowly draining your fortune, blocking opportunities.
It's all about money, people.
Repelling money. This is why good things stopped happening to you after a certain point.
See, that's why.
Maybe it was after a divorce, after you lost a job.
This is terrible. Even when I was recording that, I couldn't stop saying this is terrible. Okay, speaking of another terrible ad, now YouTube has got the idea that I can't satisfy a woman well because I'm getting a lot of ads like this.
Plus Drive targets both blood flow and enhances arousal. It has both sildenafil and tadalafil, which boost blood flow and provide long-lasting erections. Plus PT
bombarded with these ads, just bombarded.
And oxytocin, which enhances bonding and intimacy. It works.
This is like the early days of the internet. Remember when you got the spam emails? They were for stuff like this.
If you and your partner want to improve your sex life, you need to try Motivated Heart.
You see, YouTube is not a replacement for network TV because network TV has different kind of ads. YouTube is like, or well, the internet, these streaming services are often the bottom of the barrel stuff like that you got from your spam email back in 1996.
Plus Drive.
Enough of that.
Extraordinary opportunities in recent memory.
This is a super, super long ad, and you can tell it's kind of a come-on because they don't really say exactly what they're offering until many minutes into the ad, so you really want it. And these are cool. These are proof sets. Of course, they're not really worth anything. My father had a lot of proof sets back in the day, and some of them used to be worth hundreds of dollars. Now they're worth like $9 because eBay and the internet has taken away the aspect of things being difficult to find. So you just, for anything you look up, there's 30 or 40 of them listed, and everybody's clamoring for that rock bottom price. Still, these coins look cool. It's a long ad with a come on about people having to pay a lot of money on the secondary market. Oh, they're unavailable. Act now. Stupid people. Let's go on from that. This is some kind of streaming show somewhere with that guy who won an Academy Award. Looks like a overly produced cinematography, where it's a TV show that looks like a movie. Okay, this is a weird thing too. I think this is like a 32 terabyte drive that just costs a few dollars. You see all of these if you look on like Ali or AliExpress. And then they're all scams, but it's YouTube, so you could expect stuff like this on YouTube. The ad is all totally AI generated, and it's a long ad, as these kind of come-on ads are, to try to entice you. and it will increasingly have more aspects on the ad where it's just various AI stuff moving around, jumping ahead. How wonderful it is. Different hard drives spliced together from different companies. Act now.
Are you sure?
Yes. For those with nasal polyps,
I think we had this ad before in one of the earlier ones. What are these weird medical ads for weird things? You can't imagine how many people have these diseases. I guess enough, because they do advertise. Even on TV, you see these kind of ads for drugs. Ask your doctor now. Demand this drug.
The no-pressure expert by your side.
I've turned my location off and on. YouTube still doesn't know where I am. Then that means its advertisers are not getting their money worth. And I'm being served all these ads from Michigan, although I'm not in Michigan. But I've seen this ad for the floors so many times, it makes me want to start redoing floors.
No Avalon or with Mineral Ice Extreme. Been riding half pipe the last 4 years. After a long day on the hill, my knees are definitely feeling it. The Mineral Ice Extreme definitely helps. Put it on, you feel instant relief. Ice out pain with Mineral.
Okay, this is a good one. This is a kind of a smirky ad about how much prices have risen. Of course, they only rose under Trump, not under Biden. Biden, everything was fine. But certainly Trump has helped spike them with his elective war with Iran. So this is, you see what's happened here is the primaries, the pre-primaries for the November elections and midterms elections are over. And now that they are, and they've kind of settled what the candidates are going to be on the Democratic side, there's a lot of these ads that are rolling out on YouTube to tell you vote against Trump because prices have risen. You're no longer a Republican now because gas is higher.
Annual sweepstakes with prizes so epic, we needed a spokesperson to match.
This is Tony Hawk. Can you believe how old he looks?
You can win a Lamborghini, souped up trucks, or $100,000.
He's almost as ugly as I am.
Yeah, it's totally free.
Something about when white guys get older, it just doesn't look right. I don't know. Let's jump ahead. This is depressing. No, this is another long ad. It goes on for a long time with a lot of sort of unfunny jokes. Like no one's really directing this. Like this guy just set up his tablet and said, "Let's film this," and they just did their best.
Who approved this campaign?
Tony Hawk would be expensive, though.
Pill. The first FDA-approved GLP-1 weight loss pill. Lose weight and keep it off with the new one.
Seen a few of these ads. I may need to get on something like this.
Over 30 pounds, and some lost over.
The age of fit at any size or fat is as fit as skinny. That's all over real quickly. Isn't it?
Track outcomes and see what's really happening in our country. That's why USA Facts is asking Americans to sign the letter to Congress for better public data.
I wondered what this was, and I looked it up, and this is a Steve Ballmer, the former CEO of Microsoft, some little program he set up to give Americans facts and numbers and accurate facts.
The letter calls
and you're supposed to sign a form that says
and fix public data when it falls short.
Public data, make sure public data is correct.
Or hard to access, it's harder to make.
Reading glasses, Xiaomi's new
These are ad for these pervert glasses. I guess these are kind of knockoff Meta glasses. You get these a lot. You can spy on people. You know, like AI, I don't know what that the public is demanding these, but those big companies that got billions to spend, they think we want them. Okay, here's some more of that. Michigan Floor Company.
A month for car insurance.
Okay, yeah, this is good. Okay,
What blows my
okay.
mind is drivers in Michigan could be
See,
getting
this is
full
supposed to be
coverage
like a
for up
TED
to
Talk,
80%
and this is
less
like a
than they're
Steve
paying
Jobs
now.
guy.
And most people have no idea.
It may be
If you're
all
paying over
AI
$75
generated.
a month
It
for
sort
car
of looks
insurance,
like it.
I'll show you how to save.
Yes, it's
It's not
the
just car insurance.
advertising
Gas is up,
industry is
groceries are
all
up.
AI.
Cost of living in Michigan keeps climbing.
Oh,
Everything is getting more
Michigan. See,
expensive.
they
So
think
when
I'm
you're
in
already getting
Michigan.
squeezed on everything, why keep overpaying on a bill you can actually do something about? I work in personal finance. I've done
They're
this for over
yeah.
20 years, helping
See, they don't say who he is, but they have this kind of fake thing as if, wow, he's got credentials. This AI person who we've created out of full cloth. We may be able to fool the dumb viewers of YouTube into thinking this guy's an authority.
people manage
But I
their
just
money.
created
The
him.
number one bill I see people overpay on every single month
It's what?
is their auto insurance.
Auto insurance.
Not
There's a
because they chose
lot
a
of
bad
this.
plan.
And see, everyone's writing
They're
notes
missing
down
discounts they
frantically,
already
although he
qualify
hasn't said
for and don't
anything.
even know it.
Okay.
With each bag containing a whopping
I
100
get this a
pieces,
lot.
available for only 30 days a year.
Have you seen
Miss
this?
it this time, and you'll have to.
This is the sweet potatoes, and sometimes they're orange and sometimes they're black. And each time they have the same script, but the voice is a different, nasally Midwestern American's woman's voice. I don't think I've ever heard the same voice twice. It's always an AI voice, like a random woman
Wait
voice.
another whole year. We have carefully selected top grade.
And it's only available for 20 a
Purple
year.
sweet potatoes
That was
grown
an
in the most
unfortunate
fertile-
frame to stop on. They're only available 20 days a year, and I was getting this ad like 2 months
black
ago.
soil of Central Valley, freshly harvested. These are not the
And they
supermarket
keep having
kinds
these
added dyes
food
or
sounds
colored
like
wood. These are the
during
purple
it.
gold, rich in
But
high
having
levels
said
of
that,
anthocyanins.
I kind
Each
of want to
piece
try
undergoes
it.
a unique
I've seen this
triple
ad so
steam
many
roast
times, and
process
I've
to
scoffed at
perfectly
it
preserve the original
every
dietary
single
fiber
time,
and natural
and
active ingredients of the
maybe
sweet
it got to
potatoes.
me with the
It is a true
repetition of it.
intestinal cleanser. Eating a few pieces daily can effectively help clear intestinal buildup, leaving your body feeling light. The moment you taste it, you'll be amazed by its extreme softness.
It's that
moisture,
constant
and
patter of
meat-like
an AI
bouncy
voice.
texture. With every gentle chew, the natural honey aroma of the
It
purple
does
sweet
not
potato
mimic
bursts in your
human.
mouth, flowing taste.
See, and it goes on
Made
and
with
on.
received dual certification from Sweet Aroma
And it's a lot of it. I
without
think
any
it
trace
may
of
all of
industrial
it be
saccharins,
AI
flowing
generated.
taste.
You
Made
see
with
the
100%
faces
pure
on some of these kind
It
of
has
blur in
received
and
dual
out.
Or just need a fresh start to your day. No matter what kind of morning you're having.
I think this is another Michigan ad. It's a Tim Hortons, where most of America, we don't have that. I'd like to try it. Here is a guy advertising a
And if your data
luxury.
isn't clean and unified, it's almost
Okay, we're going to get back to that. There's a luxury stroller, like the Rolls-Royce stroller. But, okay, before we do that, we've got this AI.
useless, and Ridgeline makes that access easy.
There's no chance in hell that I would go back to the old way. It is a different world in Ridgeline.
A lot of these software as a service companies that use the magic of AI to help track inventory in your business.
My moderate to severe ulcerative colitis symptoms kept me out of the picture.
This is an old chestnut. For years and years, anytime I come back to the United States, ulcerative colitis. I'd never heard of it until these ads started coming on TV, but it must be a big thing because there's a lot of drugs coming down the pike for this. And good news if you've got this disease.
So we just released some new stuff, and this is the first.
So this is a full-length video. I don't know how long it is, many, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, but it's an ad, and it just inserts itself randomly. If you're listening to music, suddenly here's this video, and they've got the temerity to play the whole thing. I guess I don't like ads, but, ads are ads if an ad's, a minute or two, but when somebody can pay to put an entire video within another video you're watching, that's annoying. And so this is an AI thing. This guy,
video in a series of 2 videos where I'm going to start by showing
just like he's pretending like, oh, you chose to watch me, and I'm going to teach you all this stuff about
the demo
using AI to automate away the jobs.
And asked a bunch of Magic the Gathering questions and tried to train on that, but it was already doing
and it
such
goes
was
on and
very
on.
bad at created is trained around that. So as I encounter new
even
things,
as an
I'll add
ad,
that to
it's
my
not
training
very
data to train this
interesting.
model to make it better at
How
answering
many
those
people would
questions.
need
But for
this?
now,
And don't you think, isn't it odd in the way that AI was rolled out a few years ago? This modern iteration of thinking machines was rolled out to the public a few years ago with the selling point that it was going to eliminate 40% of jobs. Good news. And within a few years, most jobs. That's an alarm, I think. And in a few years, most jobs will be eliminated for AI. That was the selling point we heard. You know, in the past, when big corporations had some sort of a special thing that they were going to give us, like Gmail or something, it was rolled out as like how interesting and useful it would be. But for AI, it was like, haha, no more jobs. Get yourself signed up so we can get those jobs eliminated. And we've taken all your copyrighted content off the internet with no permission to train this thing. And now you're going to be out of a job. Very weird that the companies went that way with it. I suspect it has something to do with China, some fear that another country may be able to eclipse the West in developing super intelligent AI, and we might be at a disadvantage, and that's why all this stuff was pushed forward and rolled out at a breakneck pace, a kind of new arms race, it seems to me.
check out what I did, which is a very simple demo example that you can expand on and use your own data to make these models
Yeah, let's
better
get
at
the
answering
most
questions
boring
based
guy to
on
do
your
our
data set.
ad and
So
let him
check it
talk.
out.
He's already been
we're gonna
talking
start out
for
on
over a
pi, as
minute.
you can see our-
Okay, this is new better. Skateboarding, hit people. And this was for something you can't guess. Aeropostale, I think that's how you pronounce it. Hadn't heard of that company for years. Here's the Trump one again. I recorded this because it had the beginning of the ad too. I think I missed it on the other recording. I think this is a little bit the smug tone in this ad.
More this summer at stickershocksummer.org.
You know, the other ad said, check online why your prices have gone up so high, as if people don't know. You have some other ads coming up that are a little subtle and better at being anti-Trump ads, I think.
Bunch of different colors. All right, I'm gonna put them all together. Come find me.
So many doors in just one area.
Who wants all that? I don't know why that's necessary, except if there's a big push to put artists and graphic designers out of business somehow.
How about Totally Obsessed? We created a cocktail that requires 7.
This is kind of a cool ad. I don't know.
The most important one, 1800 tequila.
For some kind of special tequila.
Quality as we are.
Does it make you want to drink?
The world's most awarded tequila.
It does for me. I have to get away from here. Okay.
Community. You swim laps. We teach kids how to stay afloat. You get your steps in. We step up to
So here's, for some reason, sometimes I like to watch a video about RuPaul's Drag Race, but I'm all man, and in case you heard any different. But interesting, the ads that are served on those kind of videos. Guess what ad is being served on this video?
others.
It's for YMCA. Or maybe it's YWC, I forget, but it's...
Together, we're a community of good. So join us. There's no joiner fee or commitment, because we're stronger together.
Your home deserves floors.
And here we're back to...
And so far, he hasn't
Okay,
delivered.
no, here's a Trump
Today
one.
you're
All
paying
right.
more at the gas pump, more to feed your family, healthcare, electric bills, groceries, plane tickets.
So it's basically the same sort of pitch that Trump made to get into office. And, there is, that the Biden administration, the inflation was starting to run rampant. But, there are a lot of American voters that will, if gas prices go up, they just decide, I'm of another party now, and they change their vote. And I think that's maybe also because there's a lot of Americans who don't follow party politics. They're not very doctrinaire in that respect. And a lot of people who are pundits and who follow politics don't quite realize that, or we forget it. A lot of people are just like, oh, prices have gone up. Well, I better vote for the other party.
Summer, it feels like everything costs more. You're not imagining it. Trump's decisions have raised the prices you pay. He imposed illegal tariffs on imported goods that cost households thousands of dollars. He has started a war in the Middle East that has sent gas prices.
That's the amazing, baffling thing. You know, I don't know how far to go back with this, but you know, the Republicans had long been, I would say, judiciously using force from the Reagan era up through even Clinton. A Democrat did it a few times. And then we get to George W. Bush, and George W. Bush invades Afghanistan and Iraq. Afghanistan might have been justified. Iraq might have been justified, but they really didn't justify it. And both of those wars, if you start wars, you got to be aware that they may not go right. And both of those unleashed horrible consequences that were beyond what anybody would have guessed. And it wasn't inevitable that the U.S. would come out on top of that. And the media, they had a big drumbeat, and they said, it's wrong to go to war like this and kill all these people and spend trillions of dollars. Maybe we ought to think twice. And with that, they got President Obama elected. And President Obama immediately started his own elective war, to the shock of many people. But the media didn't really play up that. Obama invaded Libya, which was arguably even a greater disaster than the Iraqi war, although Libya is not in a kind of geostrategic position in the way that Iraq was. So even a lot of people on the Republican side started thinking, you know, maybe the old Republican way of using force around the world, we got to really think twice. Maybe it isn't good to kill all those people and spend trillions of dollars that we don't have. And Trump certainly embodied that ideal, and he came into power preaching no more wars, no more elective wars, and somehow he got snookered in to this thing with Iran. And you can make the case, at one point or another, we might have to invade Iran. We probably would have, in any case, if we didn't now someday. And certainly the Obama administration just kicked the can down the road to another administration with their just horrible peace deals with Iran that allowed Iran to essentially gain the nuclear material they wanted to get in the first place. However, Trump made a terrible blunder by going against his policies. It's like George H.W. Bush, who came into power on no new taxes. He allowed taxes to be raised and voted for new taxes, and the Democrats hung that around his neck. So this Iran war, and coming right before the midterms, this is really insane.
Skyrocketing. He cut taxes for billionaires and raised healthcare premiums for millions of families. He is spending Trump's $1 billion. Find out why you are paying more this summer at stickershocksummer.org.
What happened list to their today list?
This is an amazing thing. The
I was
Hep C,
able to move forward
kind
without
of a
Hep
thing
C doing
that
more damage to my body.
Understanding side
probably
effects was
ultimately a
important to me.
fatal
I
disease
talked
in the
to my
past,
doctor
but
about
now
Epclusa.
you could be cured from it.
Epclusa treats
Except
all
there's
types
you have
of
to take a
chronic
daily
hepatitis C.
pill that costs, or
I
used
thought
to cost like
treatment would interrupt my
$1,000 a
life,
day.
But 1 pill a day was easy.
Well,
with a 98%
hopefully the
cure
price will be coming
Epclusa
down in the
is one
future.
pill once a day for 12 weeks. Epclusa can also be taken during addiction recovery.
Person I went to for help. But then, after her Alzheimer's diagnosis, she developed agitation that may happen with dementia.
It's kind of interesting too. So a person with dementia or Alzheimer's showing some of the crazy things that you end up doing. And I would say for me, I think if I came down with this, I should be able to arrange my own euthanasia when it comes down to a point when I start in like this. If I don't know who I am and I don't want my family to remember me only as a crazy old man at the very end, which is all they're going to remember, especially the kids. I mean, we wouldn't. A dog, if a dog has a problem, we'd put him down as a humane thing. We ought to be able to do that to ourselves. There ought to be some protocol they could figure out to say, you know, 6 months before, if you got all these different things, you can be humanely put down. End your suffering.
He promised to lower prices.
It's another anti-Trump one.
He hasn't delivered. Today, you're paying more at the gas pump, more to feed your family, health.
So I think Michigan is a swing state. YouTube's busted locations service thinks I'm in Michigan, which I'm not, and it's serving me all the Michigan ads. So they just had an incredibly tight primary in the Democratic side, and they brought in some kind of socialist Arab guy, maybe, and who's very, very far to the left. Of course, the fear of that isn't that the whole party's going to turn that way. It's that sometimes you can elect somebody who's too extreme during your own primary because it's your own Democratic Party hardcore voters that vote there. But when you get to the general election where everybody's voting, that person might be too extreme to win in a general election with all the people. Even very often, there's a scheme that particularly the Democrats do where Democrats register as Republican voters and then they vote for the most extreme right-wing candidate to try to do that. So if the extreme right-wing candidate wins in a primary election, once he gets in the general election with all the people there, he may not fare as well. So it's a way. So anyway, on the Democratic side, they've elected this far left guy, and so I think they're going very hard on anti-Trump ads in Michigan to make sure that that guy being so left does not become the issue, and Trump remains the issue.
Care, electric bills, groceries, plane tickets. This summer, it feels like everything costs more. You're not imagining it. Trump's decisions have raised the prices you pay. He imposed illegal tariffs on imported goods that cost.
To tell you my testimony as a working mom and how anything is possible no matter what
think
your
this is
circumstances.
AI.
So I got
when I look
pregnant
at this
right
room,
out of college. I had just got my big corporate job. I was
this
so
is a
ready
strange
to
ad as well. It goes on and on for, I think,
I had my degree in finance behind
almost
me. I was ready to roll
over
right
3
into the
minutes
master's
before
program.
they say what it's
And
about.
then, boom,
And
my
it's
boyfriend
about
and I at the time, which is now my
a
husband.
program at this
We were on,
university
like,
you've
a
never heard
little
of that you can
kinda
take online
graduation
if you're a
celebration trip
busy
in
mom.
Colorado. And I was not feeling well on the airplane.
You see,
I was blaming it on anything. But I
this
was
character, whatever it is they're trying to have it emulate an
my
influencer.
iced coffee in the airport. Like, those are expensive coffees, and I couldn't drink the coffee. I knew something was wrong then. We went skiing. I was skiing, pregnant, didn't even know. And I'm a Florida girl, so being a Florida girl for the first time skiing in Colorado,
I was fascinated when I heard this.
I get home
The
and
only
immediately
thing
I'm
that
like,
makes me think this was not AI is this lady's face is a little weird. It's oddly broad out to the side. Like maybe it is a real person. It's not a generalized AI face.
what's wrong. So I'm the new girl at work, and I'm
And she
already
just
telling
prattling
my boss
on and
that
on. It's the
I'm going on
strangest
maternity leave in
strangest
9
thing.
months. That was a crazy time, but it really
And you
was
have to
a
keep
scary
wondering,
time
what is
too,
this
because
about?
I was always
Do they really
so
think that inserting this
career-driven,
inside of another
really
person's
thought
video,
it was
especially
the
like
end
a
of my
song,
career? I
that
don't
you're going
know.
to stop
I was
and listen
young
for over 3
and
minutes
scared.
until
So
there's the
as
thing
I'm
they're
going through the
advertising
pregnancy,
about?
I'm like, I'm not gonna let this stop me. I'm gonna figure this out. But a big concern was, how the heck am I gonna do this when I still have to work my job?
I think we've
still have
had
to go
enough of this. some kind of gambling. Of course, it's YouTube, high quality ads, gambling. And here's that. I think maybe it's a photo that's been overlaid with this AI sheen. More AI slop. Kind of interesting. Surprised they didn't have this before. This list.
When you see everything.
UPS or you scanning all the time. It scans all your packages. So the guy doesn't put the barcode scanner. They got a light that scans it all the time. That's kind of cool. And then a car commercial. Not that interesting, but those are some more YouTube ads. I'm not sure. I mean, they're terrible, but they're also kind of interesting. And like I say, to me, it seems like going back to the early days of the internet where you started to get the spam emails and you get erectile dysfunction and you get certain things with drugs and you get all kinds of weird come-ons and gambling and this sort of stuff. And you see the YouTube ads are full of that. The YouTube ads are not like network television. You know, the video serving companies have not become the new have not become the new networks in terms of where the ads go. They still have this lowest quality junk ads. So anyway, that's enough of my beef today over that. I thought that was just kind of a fun stuff to watch, and I'll see you next time. Hey, like and subscribe. It helps me. I'm trying to have some fun here and put out some interesting videos and interesting viewpoints that may have some good information. So, or just comment, please. Thank you.